Brought to you by the Four Roses Bourbon and the Bone-In Filet at Shapley's Steakhouse in Ridgeland. Visit shapleysrestaurant.com to make a reservation. If you would like to book a private dining room for the holidays at Shapley's Steakhouse, better go ahead and jump on that. 601-957-3753. Twitter handle at Bowbounds. Numbers today, 601-707-3750. That's 707-3750. Man, the hate on Gary Danielson and Chris Collingsworth. I like both. I don't know what that says about me.
Collingsworth went up in my book after his tweet to Bill Simmons the other day.
It was awesome. Will you tell everybody about it? Do you have it in front of you? Or
I don't have it. I don't have it verbatim, but I'm probably going to go find it.
Tell the story. It was pretty darn good.
Well,
For our listeners, Bill Simmons I think Bill Simmons became the first celebrity star sports blogger in America, coming out of Boston and parlaying that into a gig with Grantland and ESPN. He left ESPN after a great run, not just and then get into the 30 for 30, in which he was one of the he was one of the founders of 30 for 30. That is brilliant work. Bill Simmons is brilliant. He's a wonderful writer, producer, director, very, very opinionated. Out of Boston, goes to ESPN, and he was never going to conform to ESPN rules, regs, and policy. Is that fair? And that's what it takes. It takes people that are willing to do that in life, and it takes the mavericks. It does. In any and all professions, it takes both. We see it all the time. Sports, any industry, technology. Jobs was considered a maverick. He was. As so are some of the hot shots now that are doing all kinds of cool things. Most of them making our life better. The flip side is they're taking labor jobs, but I'm not going to get into that right now. My point is Bill Simmons, and then all of a sudden he calls out Roger Goodell, and ESPN has a massive contract with the NFL, and you know this happened. Goodell threw a fit, and ESPN suspended him, and at that moment, Bill Simmons was not coming back once his contract was up, and then ESPN decided to fire him via Twitter without telling Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons lives on the West Coast now. He grew up in Boston. He's known as this avid, crazy Patriots, Bruins, Celtics, Red Sox fan. He's been in L.A. for a long time because he wants to do even more 30 for 30 type stuff. So he's got the Ringer. His HBO show was canceled after 17 episodes. It goes to show you even the greats reach and fail because you have to, including Steve Jobs. Drew, tell our listeners what happened between Bill Simmons' tweet and Chris Collingsworth, who is also very, very bright, has the number one color analyst position in the NFL, and owns ProFootballFocus.com, which many people believe is the smartest football website on the planet.
So during the Patriots-Seahawks Sunday night game, Bill Simmons, obviously rooting for the Patriots, like you mentioned, he's a Pats fan. So he said, somebody needs to gently break the news at Collingsworth that the Pats have a weak front seven, and that's why Seattle's O-line looks good. Collingsworth came back on Monday, said, thanks, Bill. We'll look for you gently breaking it down on that hit show of yours.
Oh. Now, you have to understand, Bill, first of all, both have big ego. Bill Simmons has an enormous ego.
Yes.
Now, Bill Simmons so did Steve Jobs, among others. By having an enormous ego, what did they deliver to us? Amazing content, amazing stuff, right? amazing. Either you can say amazing devices, and with Bill, an amazing website full of super innovative, creative, cutting edge stuff, and then his podcast, and then I don't know how many 30 for 30s he did, but the 30 for 30s changed sports documentary. Is that fair? Documentary in sports. That was, did Bill respond?
I never saw.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Collinsworth deleted it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably,
I had to.
no, probably didn't, but,
Advised? Surely he's advised to take that down. Yeah, Bill Simmons could have came in hot.
Apparently on his
I don't believe that Bill's got the upper hand over Chris.
Apparently on his podcast.
When you're the NBC Sports Sunday night color analyst,
Sure.
you're on a big look. Chris has been with HBO since when I was a kid. That was the best NFL show on. You guys don't remember, but in the 80s, Collinsworth was on a show on HBO. It was the best. It was the best football show on. Wasn't even close. This was when Collinsworth was a baby. He had just retired from the Cincinnati Bengals. Do y'all know where he played college ball? It looks like Drew's going to get it. Florida Gators.
That's what that was on the tip of my tongue, but couldn't pull a trigger.
I messed with Chris Doring about that because Chris was such a great receiver and they look a lot alike. You know, Kyle, of course, we label him as, white,
right,
not athletic, so on and so forth.
That's fair.
But they were kind of storky looking. Go ahead, Drew. Sorry. 601-707-3750. We welcome you in on a Wednesday. And let's go to Rhett. What do you think about Rhett's tweet earlier on the favorites.com? New auto rates, same great service, favorites.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, Twitter feed, our handle at Bo Bounds. Did you see what he said about the mother-in-law? Jackson, will you read that for us?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I believe this. I'm sure he's not lying. But Rep Stubblefield tweeted to us at Bo Bounds, my mother-in-law is a state alum with season tickets, and until last night thought that Dak was with the Saints.
How is that possible? And I don't want to take a shot at his mother-in-law because I'm sure she's a smart woman. But we're in here every day. Well, I guess people...
It's different for us.
We take for... Yeah.
Much different.
But he also said she is a...
Season ticket holder.
She's a season ticket holder at Mississippi State and didn't know Dak was with the...
She must have skipped every
Cowboys.
game this year. She must have sold her tickets after the South Alabama loss. Which I
Let me
would blame
tweet
her
to
for
him.
that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I need to know how that works. I can't see that being the case. Don't they, on the billboards, don't they show Dak in the...
From state to Sundays or something?
Don't they do all
but
those
those are in
little people?
Dallas. So if
Yeah,
she's
but
in
on the
Mississippi...
Jumbotron, they don't scroll those through?
Oh, I don't even know.
I mean,
That's a
with-
great... I don't even know if they put... I guess they
I
put Dak up there in a
feel-
Cowboys uniform.
feel quite confident they have
Let's
Dak.
ask our listeners. Have they... Can you remember a time this year where they put Dak on the Jumbotron in a Cowboys uniform?
Or either the half state.
I'm sure they
half
have, but I
thing.
haven't seen it.
You would have to do if you went to every game and even if they didn't put on the jumbotron, you'd have to have some kind of selective hearing to not have heard from people around that Dak's on the Cowboys.
That's a good
correct.
point, Drew.
There's no way. It's America's team. You're talking about America's team here.
Not just that, they've been on so many.
They're
They've had
hot.
so many big games.
Right. They've been on TV. I mean, let's see.
Well, a lot of times
the
we
Packers
only-
game was prime time. This past game was prime time.
You get the Cowboys. I mean, we get the
We get
Saints
Cowboys,
every
period.
Sunday, but if the Cowboys are winning it all, you get the Cowboys.
Unless they're playing the Browns, you get the Cowboys.
I mean, I feel like Aikman's doing every game. Joe Buck and Aikman are doing
Right.
every game. I know that drives other people crazy because Aikman played for Dallas. We'll go to the phones. Who do we have? Craig, good morning.
Morning. How's it going?
Well, it's going well. What do you have for me, man?
Good. Double check me on this. Double check me on this. I'm almost 100% positive this is true, and I'll ask a question. do you know where Chris Collinsworth's college career was ended?
I don't, man.
It was at Memorial Stadium in Jackson against Mississippi State. His leg was broken.
Are you serious?
Double check me on that. I was at that game, and I'm almost 100% positive it was Chris Collinsworth. Y'all double check it, but I'm almost positive it's true. And it seems like it happened around 1974, maybe.
Hey, do you remember the HBO show that I was talking about with Chris Collinsworth?
I do.
Okay.
I do. But yeah, double check that, because I've always, I'm almost 100% positive. Anybody else that can confirm it, but it was at Memorial Stadium. I want to say 1974, and I want to say the person that actually broke his leg was an All-American at Mississippi State. He played, I believe, for the 49ers. His name was Jimmy Webb.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
I don't have that.
All right, here we go. I'll have it for you in just a second.
I have that.
All right.
Do you have it, Jack?
Yeah, I have. As a senior.
Thanks, Craig.
As a senior in 1980, Collinsworth was a member of the Gators team that posted the biggest one-year turnaround in the history of NCAA football. They went from 0-10-1 in 1979 to an 8-4 bowl team in 1980. It's an 8-win difference.
Yeah, I knew that they were on some kind of 30-year streak of not having a losing season until Muschamp, maybe? Do I have that right?
So that would have meant it started right there.
Yeah, it started right there in 1980.
Yeah.
So he broke his leg that year?
No, he did not. I think the guy was referring to 1974. Collinsworth was a senior in 1980.
Oh.
So, no, different guy.
Well, let me see.
He was drafted by the Bengals, 37th overall pick, a second round in the 81 draft. Spent 8 years with the Bengals.
Yeah, I remember. We don't have time. We've got Mike Huguenin coming up next.
He'll forever be haunted by that fumble in the Super Bowl, though.
Against the 49ers?
Against the Niners.
Wow, I forgot about that.
When Eric Wright hit him.
Wow, Joe Montana. Okay. Mike Huguenin coming up next on Shea Patterson. What this means for the Ole Miss Rebels. And
Shagermeister, please.
Shagermeister is here. And, man, I've just been doing a little bit this week, and it's full force on the streets. Is this guy going to be able to live up to, even though he's going to be great, is he going to be? I mean, he's Superman. He's the best ever. He's the GOAT already.
Superman you're undershooting what he's already done.
All right, Mike Huguenin next on Shea Patterson, and then the Hogs and the Bulldogs. You have a big game in Starkville this weekend, MSU, and you need to win that one. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Out of Bounds, brought to you by the Bone-In Filet, Shapley's Steakhouse in Ridgeland.